I'm going to start with the next chapter, Theory Base of Accounting. Theory Base of Accounting consists of principles, concepts, rules, and guidelines, or I can say the general law, which are adopted by accountants all over the world to bring uniformity and consistency to the process of accounting. What do you mean by consistency is that accounting is a language of business and all business have to follow some guidelines when they record the transactions in the nature of items like assets, liability, incomes and expenses. So they have to set their boundary and they have to follow some norms while they record their financial transaction or while they draft their financial statements. So it must be uniformly adopted by every business. And why it is uniformly or universally accepted by business? Because to bring consistency in the process of accounting. They are known as generally accepted accounting principles in the sense that these principles are widely accepted by accountants all over the world. So these rules and guidelines are used in preparing accounting reports, and that's why it is called as generally accepted accounting principles. So who drafts these principles? So there is some institute behind that who draft this principle. They are man-made. They are man-made and they are based on some experiences of the experts. So these principles are man-made. They are flexible in nature, in the sense that they are not permanent. They do change with the change of time, and they are generally accepted in the sense that all over the world accountants have to follow these guidelines while they draft their financial statements. So how many concepts or principles are there? So basically, if I say the one which I have highlighted in yellow, these are the fundamental accounting assumptions. Fundamental accounting assumptions. So these are the assumptions on which, these are fundamental, these are the base on which the accountants have to draft their financial transactions. So what are these? So they are one, going concern concept, consistency concept and accrual concept. The remaining are all principles. So in total you have to study 14 basic accounting concepts. The first accounting concept which says is business entity concept or separate or accounting entity concept, and according to this concept business is considered to be separate from its owner. That means all the transactions which are recorded in the books of account are recorded from the business point of view, not from the owner's point of view. That's why you see every companies or organizations or businesses, they are registered in some name. So business and the owner are considered as separate, and the transactions are always recorded in the books of account from the business point of view. The second one is money measurement concept, which says that transaction and events that can be measured in terms of money can only be recorded in books of account. That means the transactions which cannot be measured in terms of money cannot be recorded. That means the qualitative aspects are not recorded in the books of accounts. The third one is the fundamental accounting assumption, that is going concern concept. Going concern concept says that there is no intention of the business to discontinue its operation. That means every business, when they start, they actually start with a basic idea of running it for a longer period of time. So it is assumed that business shall continue for a foreseeable period and there is no intention to close the business or scale down its operation significantly. So that's why there are some distinctions made based on that. Again, I repeat, going concern concept or assumption says these are the fundamental accounting assumptions, and it says that business shall continue for a foreseeable future, that is foreseeable period, and there is no intention of the business to shut down the business. The next one is accounting period concept. Accounting period concept says that the life of an enterprise is broken into smaller periods so that we can assess the performance at regular intervals. So it becomes very difficult for a business if they assess its performance for a longer period of time. So they break the life of the business in small periods. So what are this period? So basically we follow an accounting year, that is a period of 12 months that starts from April 1 of any year and ends on March 31st of the following year. So the life of an enterprise is broken into smaller periods, and why it is broken into smaller periods is because the performance have to be measured at regular interval. So this is how they break the life into 12 months period basically. The next one is cost concept. This concept of cost is historical in the nature. That means the money which you have paid for acquiring any asset, the same cost should be recorded in the books of account. Okay, so that is the meaning of historical cost concept. It says that the concept of cost is historical in nature, which has been paid on the date of acquisition and does not change year after year. That is the meaning of cost concept. Next one is dual aspect concept. According to this concept, every transaction entered by an enterprise has two aspects. That means there must be a debit and there must be a credit. So accounting is based on dual entry concept, and it says that every debit must have a credit. That means every transaction should have only two aspects. So receiving aspect and giving aspect. So for every debit there is a corresponding credit.